It is July already, which means the year is half over. So I wanted to take the time to go back through my 2022 goals and give you guys a little update on where I'm at, what I'm changing, and some of the things that I've already accomplished. So to start out, if you haven't watched my goals video, don't worry, I'm gonna go through all of the goals I already had set. So my word of the year was health, and this was just like an overarching goal, something I wanted to focus on, but didn't necessarily have specific goals around. I just wanted to be healthier and focus on my health more than I did in the past year. And honestly, I am less healthy than I was at the beginning of the year. And a lot of that has to do with night shift. I've talked about this in other videos, so I'm not going to harp on it, but basically my health was really suffering as a night shift worker, and I wasn't sleeping very well. It's very hard to eat healthy throughout the entire 7 days. I was exhausted all the time, so it was really hard to get a good workout in until the end of my off week. So my health definitely suffered in that case. But I am now on the right track because one of my goals that I did not share in that previous video was that I wanted to be in a new job by my anniversary date for that current job, which was July 27th. And as of July 11th, I am going to be a day shift pharmacist. So I'm also going to be doing a job that's a little bit less stressful. There's definitely going to still be stress with it. Anytime you're a pharmacist, there is. I would say there's a lot less life-threatening emergencies as a investigational drug clinical pharmacist specialist than there was working night shift as a clinical pharmacist at a pediatric hospital. So that'll also be helpful for my mental health. In addition to that, I'm still using HelloFresh. That has helped significantly in me cooking more meals at home versus eating out. I'm gonna be honest, not all of them are the healthiest, but most of them are definitely healthier than like takeout, which is pretty much my alternative option. And I also am going to a gym, so I got a gym membership. I'm doing like group workout classes, and I'm also working with a trainer once a week on my knee. So I hurt my knee back in high school, and there were still some things I was having trouble doing without pain. So I've been working with him to not necessarily fix the problem, because that's not something he can do. However, modifying my workouts so I can do similar exercises or actually do those same exercises, just place my legs differently to put less pressure on my knee, things like that. So I'm just having less pain when working out, which is awesome. So while I am not where I want to be right now, I am definitely headed in the right direction. So the next goal I talked about was getting my BCPPS. Nothing's really changed here because I am not eligible until the fall, and so I can't take this exam until September, but I'm on the right track. I've started doing a little bit of studying. I'm gonna hit that studying a lot harder in August and the beginning of September because the test is at the end of September. I've got plenty of time. This is what I've been engulfed in and working in for the past 2 years, so I'm not terribly concerned. It's also what I did my residency in, so hopefully I pass. Setting myself up good for that though. Number 2 was continuing to take students, and I'm not gonna take nearly as many students as I did last year, which is totally fine. With a new job change, that's expected. I can't take students right now because I don't even know how to do my own job. I'm learning how to do that job, all of the ins and outs, and I'm definitely not to the point that I could teach a student that. But I did take one APPE student in April, and I took a IPPE student in June, and I'm happy with that. Number 3 was to make sure I continue to invest in my employer's match program, so 8% match with my employer for anything that I put into my retirement account. So I've been doing that. I don't even think about that. It's automatic. It just gets pulled out. Next was to max out my Roth IRA, and you can max it out at $6,000 in a year. And since I'm halfway through, I should be at $3,000. But I'm not. There were a couple things that came up financially, included having to pay more taxes than originally expected, as well as we booked an extra vacation, and neither of those things I am upset about. Well, the taxes things I'm upset about, but I couldn't do anything about that. So I actually didn't invest in that for a couple months, so I'm a little bit behind. However, with my new job, I'm going to be making additional income, so that will help balance that out. I know for the first few months that additional income will be going into my Roth IRA, so I can still get back on track and max out. Number 5 was a very ambitious goal that is definitely not going to happen unless something crazy changes, and that was to pay off my federal student loans. Honestly, this was an incredibly ambitious goal, and the fact that I thought this was going to happen is just kind of funny to me. A more realistic goal was to pay it off at the end of 2023, and I decided I didn't want to work a bunch of extra shifts because honestly, the amount that comes out in taxes, it's just not worth the hassle, because at my hospital, we do not get paid time and a half for doing overtime. So I decided, you know what, it's okay. We took an extra vacation, which took a little bit of that money away. Not a lot, honestly, but I am resetting this goal to pay them off by 2023, and I am on track to do that without issue. My 6th goal was to make 100 YouTube videos. I took a very long break because I just wasn't enjoying creating content. A lot of that had to do with the stress at work and just being so exhausted I didn't have time to make videos. I wasn't feeling creative, and the type of videos I was making earlier in the year I just didn't enjoy as much as what I am making now. So I'm definitely behind on that goal. I've done 22 long form videos this year so far, which is not bad. That's quite a few videos, but in order to hit 100 I would need 78 more, which is about 3 a week, which is not necessarily impossible, but if I hit 75 I'm gonna be happy, just being honest. But I'm gonna leave the 100 goal to see if I can like push myself and make it there. I did publish 75 shorts, which was not on my list of goals at all, so that adds to it too, because that's additional time and editing and things like that. I'm also very excited because I'm getting really close to 10,000 subscribers. As I'm recording this, I'm at 9,548. So very close. And while I didn't have a subscriber goal because I can't like really control that, I am super excited to be that close to 10K because I've worked incredibly hard on this channel for the past several years, and so seeing it come to that number is really exciting. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have been subscribed and you've been here for a while, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And then number 7 was a goal that I had kind of kept personal to myself, but I want to share because it's coming to fruition, and that was to do another national speaking engagement. So I spoke at ASHP mid-year last year, and it was virtual, which was cool and all, but it was not exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be able to do an in-person speaking engagement at that level. I also did a virtual presentation at the beginning of this year for the Missouri Society of Health System Pharmacists for their annual meeting, which again was really cool, but it was virtual. But I am going to be speaking at a national level again in person in October. So I'm going to be flying to San Francisco, California in October for the American College of Clinical Pharmacy Global Conference. And so I'm going to be speaking on medical misinformation on social media, something I am very well versed in, and I'm incredibly excited for that opportunity. So that is another goal that I'm just checking off the list. So for me, when I do like a goal reset, it's more than just me going through my goals and be like, have I hit that? Have I not? What am I going to do to hit that? It's also really resetting and make sure those goals still align with everything that I'm wanting to do. And so far those do align very well with what I want. But I also wanted to create a vision board. I've made them in the past, but I do not have one currently for this year, and I think it would be incredibly helpful. I'm such a visual person, hence why I like YouTube so much, that I thought it would just bring out those goals that I was wanting to accomplish a little bit more than they do already. So I'm going to show you guys how I create a vision board. So first things first, you have to figure out what you're going to put on your board. And for me, I like to go to Pinterest. It's the easiest, or you can go to Google and look for photos that represent the things you want. So if it's travel, a picture of that place. If it is, for me, it is like maxing out my Roth IRA, so showing like the account total and how much I want to have in it. And then I'm going to print all of those photos out. I do not have a color printer here, so I'm actually going to have to print those out in Staples. So I'm going to do that right now, get all of those sent to Staples. They will not have them done by the end of day today, so I will check in with you guys tomorrow once I pick them up. So I officially have everything I need in order to do the vision board. So first off, the board. You definitely do not need a cork board or anything special. I just wanted to grab one of these because I've been wanting to do this, and then I can change things out a little bit easier than if you did like a poster board. But you could just take pieces of paper, poster board, use your wall without anything. It really does not have to be something like this. This is just what I wanted for my board. I got this one at Target. I also got my colored pictures. I actually could not go to Staples and get them done like I wanted, so I ended up going to the UPS store because Staples printer was broken. And they're still decent quality, a little bit thicker paper than I normally use at home. Nothing super fancy, but it only cost me like $5. So when it comes to the pictures that you pick out, I went to Pinterest as well as Google. Obviously you can see here there's a lot of fitness ones. I've been doing yoga at least every Saturday. I really like that. So several yoga pictures. I've been doing strength training. For this one, I actually found the Board of Pharmacy Specialist certificate, and it was for a different specialty. I put it in Canva and then just like put my name on it because that's the goal, right? Is to be the specialist. I also had my investment accounts on here, the global conference that I'm doing, and then a few travel things that I am looking forward to, not necessarily this year, but in the future. So when you're picking pictures, it doesn't necessarily have to be that exact thing that you want. It could be the aesthetic that you're looking for. It could be quotes. I didn't do any quotes this time, but you could definitely do that. It's just completely up to you to figure out what your style is, and I was trying to find a way to incorporate a board that was really going to fit in my space as well, because this is going to go up in my office. So now all I have to do is cut them out, and then I have my scissors ready to go and some push pins to apply this to the cork board. I also have a snack, and the TV is right behind you guys, so I'm gonna turn that on, watch some Netflix, get this board going, and I'll show you guys the finished product when I'm done. So here's my final board. A lot of the things on here don't mean exactly what they say, or maybe exactly what you think they mean. Part of it's just an aesthetic and a feeling that I had when I was at that place, or a feeling I want to feel again because I was happy there. So there's a lot of things on this board, but I know what all of them mean to me, and that's what ultimately matters. So when it comes to law of attraction, which is where vision boards often come in, it's not that I necessarily believe that, oh, if I see this on my board, it's just gonna magically come true. It's more so putting the things that you are really wanting to work towards or are very important to you front and center, so you think about them more often, so you see opportunities to make them work. For example, if I see healthy food and people working out, it's a good reminder that I need to get back into fitness if I decide to drop off on my workouts. I'm less likely to stop doing that altogether if it's in front of me every single day in my office. When it comes to like planning vacations and places you want to go and travel, it's a good motivator to keep working hard or saving money and staying on your budget in order to meet those goals. So that's more the thought process here in my head. Other people believe a little bit more, I don't want to call it woo-woo, but kind of woo-woo, where like if you put this on there and you believe hard enough, it'll come. And I don't believe that, but if you believe that, that's totally fine, whatever you want to believe. So I'm going to end this video here and get this thing hung up. Thank you guys for watching. I would love to hear what goals you have for the second half of 2022, and let me know if you guys are going to make your own vision board or if you have one already. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Now that I'm looking back, I can see